Have you ever noticed how some people stay calm when chaos erupts, while others lose control and spiral into anger, fear, or despair? What if I told you that the true power lies not in reacting, but in mastering the art of not reacting at all? Welcome to Stoic Aura, where ancient wisdom meets the raw truths of dark psychology. Today, you'll learn why controlling your emotions, especially by choosing when not to respond, is the ultimate strength nobody talks about. This isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about rewiring your mind so you own your emotions instead of them owning you. If you're ready to unlock this hidden power, drop unshakable calm in the comments right now. Like the video and subscribe, because what I'm about to share could change how you live forever. Let me ask you this. Have you ever snapped at someone and instantly regretted it? Or felt your blood boil over a simple insult, a frustrating text, or a petty disagreement? That sudden surge of anger, fear, or anxiety isn't just an emotional blip. It's a trap, one that most people fall into daily without realizing. Here's the truth. Reacting impulsively is your mind's greatest enemy. When you react without control, you hand over your power to emotions that are often irrational, loud, and destructive. Your brain's ancient fight-or-flight system kicks in, flooding you with chemicals that hijack your reasoning, turning you into a reactive puppet. This automatic reaction is a survival mechanism from a world long gone, a world of immediate physical threats. But today, in our complex social lives, that instant emotional explosion rarely helps. Instead, it fuels conflicts, damages relationships, and leaves you feeling drained and powerless. Society conditions us to believe that reacting shows strength, standing your ground, speaking your mind. But real strength is the opposite, the strength to pause, to breathe, and to choose your response with intention. Reacting on impulse only keeps you locked in a cycle of emotional chaos. And here's a secret from dark psychology. Many people around you want you to react. Whether it's manipulators, trolls, or toxic individuals, your reaction is their weapon. Your uncontrolled emotion feeds their control over you. But imagine what happens when you break this cycle, when you don't give your emotions the immediate stage, when you become the calm eye in the storm, unshaken and deliberate. That's where true power begins. And that's exactly what Stoicism teaches. Control your reactions, control your life. If you're with me so far, type unshakable calm in the comments. Let's build a tribe of mental warriors right here. The core of Stoicism is simple, yet unbelievably powerful. It teaches us that there are two things in life, what you can control and what you cannot. Your thoughts, your choices, your reactions. Those are yours to command. Everything else, other people's opinions, the past, the future, external events, are beyond your power. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, drilled this truth deep into their minds. Don't waste your energy reacting to things outside your control. Instead, focus on your own mind, your own responses, because that's where your real strength lies. When you realize that your emotional reaction is entirely within your control, something shifts. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the master of your experience. Think about it. When you control your reactions, you break free from the chains of anger, anxiety, jealousy, and fear. You create a mental fortress no one can penetrate, no matter how hard they try to push your buttons. This is not about suppressing emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about recognizing them, understanding their origin, and then choosing how to respond. The power of choice. That's the essence of Stoicism. Dark psychology exposes how many people exploit emotional triggers to manipulate and control. But the Stoic knows this game and refuses to play. They see the puppet strings and cut them with calm awareness. So, how do you train this mindset? Start by asking yourself every day, is this within my control? If yes, focus your energy there. If no, let it go. Drop an unshakable calm in the comments if you're ready to own your power and stop reacting like a slave to your emotions. Now let's dive into something most people don't realize: the dark psychology behind emotional manipulation. Your reactions are like weapons in a battlefield, and some people know exactly how to wield them against you. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how certain people seem to push your buttons on purpose? Maybe it's a toxic co-worker, a manipulative friend, or even someone online trolling you. They provoke anger, guilt, or fear because your emotional reaction fuels their control. This is psychological warfare. When you react impulsively, you give away your power. Your uncontrolled emotions become their ammunition, used to confuse you, destabilize you, and bend your will. Dark psychology reveals that emotional manipulation thrives on your inability to pause and control your response. It's why trolls provoke outrage, why manipulators gaslight, and why toxic people escalate conflicts. Because your reaction is their victory. But here's the secret weapon Stoicism offers: non-reactivity. When you refuse to react, you deny manipulators their prize. You become unpredictable, calm, and unbreakable. Your silence or measured response strips away their influence. Imagine the power in that: to be untouchable, to stay calm even when others try to drag you into chaos. You're no longer a puppet, you're the master of your own mind. This isn't easy, and it doesn't happen overnight, but every time you practice not reacting, you weaken the grip of those trying to manipulate you. If you want to build this mental armor, comment "unshakable calm" below. Let's create a force field of calm minds here at Stoic Aura. Let's get scientific for a moment. Your emotional reactions aren't just feelings. They're biological processes wired deep in your brain. When you face a stressful or threatening situation, your amygdala, the brain's emotional center, triggers an automatic fight, flight, or freeze response. This ancient survival system floods your body with adrenaline and cortisol, shutting down your logical thinking. Suddenly, reason takes a back seat and raw emotion takes over. This is why, in heated moments, you say or do things you later regret. But here's the fascinating part. Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for reasoning, planning, and self-recheck, can learn to override the amygdala's knee-jerk reactions. This is where the power of emotional control lies. Through mindfulness, meditation, and deliberate practice, you strengthen this part of your brain. You build a mental muscle that allows you to pause, reflect, and choose your response instead of reacting on impulse. Studies show that people who practice emotional regulation have better relationships, improved decision-making, and reduced stress. They are calmer under pressure, just like the ancient Stoics taught. This means emotional mastery isn't just philosophical mumbo-jumbo, it's neuroscience. And it's accessible to anyone willing to train their mind. So next time you feel that rush of anger or anxiety, remember, you have the power to hit pause, to engage your thinking brain before your emotional brain takes over. If you're ready to strengthen your mind and master this power, drop "unshakable calm" in the comments. Let's grow this community of mental warriors together. Now that you understand why reacting impulsively is your greatest enemy and how controlling your emotions gives you unmatched power, let's talk about the how. How do you actually train yourself to not react, especially when emotions scream loudest? The Stoics left us timeless tools, and combined with modern psychology, they form a powerful toolkit to master your emotional responses. Here are some practical techniques you can start applying today. 1. The pause. 2. Cognitive reframing. Change your perspective. Stoicism teaches us to reinterpret events. Instead of seeing a rude comment as an attack, reframe it as a reflection of the other person's issues, or simply noise that doesn't deserve your energy. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace of mind? This mindset weakens the emotional charge and helps you stay calm. 3. Visualization. Prepare for the storm. Marcus Aurelius, often practiced premeditatio malorum, imagining the worst before it happens. 4. Journaling. Track your emotional triggers. Write down moments when you lost control or felt triggered. Reflect on what caused it and how you could respond differently next time. Journaling builds awareness, which is the foundation of change. 5. Mindfulness meditation strengthens your mental control. Mindfulness trains you to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. With consistent practice, you become less identified with your feelings and more able to watch them pass like clouds, rather than being swept away. 6. Detachment. Remember what's truly yours to control. Revisit the Stoic distinction between what you control and what you don't. When you find yourself emotionally invested in things outside your power, remind yourself to detach. This mental discipline frees you from unnecessary suffering. 7. Practice compassion and empathy. Interestingly, emotional control isn't coldness, it's empathy with boundaries. Understanding others' flaws and motivations disarms anger and frustration, making it easier not to react destructively. These techniques don't work overnight. Emotional mastery is a daily practice, a mental gym you must train every day. But every small step builds your fortress of calm, your unshakable calm. You're ready to take this journey? Comment "unshakable calm" and commit to training your mind daily with Stoic Aura. Now that you have the tools to pause, reframe and detach, it's time to take your emotional mastery a step deeper. What if I told you that anger, fear, and anxiety, emotions we usually try to suppress or avoid, can actually become your greatest allies? Stoicism doesn't teach you to numb your emotions. Instead, it teaches you to transform them. Think about anger. Most people see it as destructive, but anger is energy, raw, powerful energy. When you learn to control it, anger becomes motivation. It fuels your drive to fix injustice, to set boundaries, to protect yourself and your values. The key is channeling that energy deliberately instead of exploding impulsively. Fear, too, can be reframed. Fear signals what matters most to you: survival, success, connection. Instead of letting fear freeze you or paralyze your mind with what-ifs, use it as a compass. Fear highlights where you need to prepare, where you need courage. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your fear is the path, not the barrier. Anxiety often feels like chaos in your mind, a storm of worries and doubts. But anxiety can be your alert system, warning you to focus on what matters and act with intention. Stoic practices train you to notice anxiety without being overwhelmed, to break down the storm into manageable parts and take rational steps forward. This transformation doesn't happen automatically. It takes practice, patience, and self-awareness. But here's the secret: the more you practice non-reactivity and emotional control, the easier it is to harness these emotions instead of being controlled by them. This is dark psychology and Stoicism combined, understanding the raw power of emotions and refusing to be a victim of them. So when you feel anger rising or fear creeping in, remember, these are not your enemies. They are your tools, waiting for you to wield them with wisdom. If you're ready to become the master of your emotional energy, comment "unshakable calm" below and join this movement of mental warriors. Understanding theory is important, but nothing inspires like seeing real people embody the power of emotional mastery. Both ancient Stoics and modern leaders show us what it truly means to control reactions and own your emotions. Let's start with the ancient masters. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and philosopher, ruled an empire while facing endless battles, betrayals, and personal loss. Yet his writings reveal a man who remained calm amid chaos. When faced with insults or injustice, Marcus didn't lash out or sulk. Instead, he reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He turned hardship into fuel for wisdom. His meditations are a roadmap for anyone wanting to live with composure and control, no matter the storm outside. Seneca, another Stoic, faced exile, political intrigue, and even threats to his life. Yet, he wrote extensively about how to master anger, fear, and grief. Not by suppressing emotions, but by understanding and directing them. Seneca famously said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." He knew that our minds often create unnecessary torment, and emotional mastery means breaking free from these chains. Moving to modern times, we find leaders who, knowingly or not, practice similar principles. Take Nelson Mandela. After 27 years in prison, subjected to immense injustice, Mandela emerged without hatred or bitterness. When he walked free, instead of seeking revenge, he focused on reconciliation and rebuilding a nation. His emotional control helped transform South Africa and inspire the world. Mandela understood deeply that reacting with rage would only perpetuate the cycle of suffering. Or consider Malala Yousafzai, who faced violence and threats for advocating education for girls. Instead of reacting with fear or despair, Malala used her experience to fuel a global movement. Her calm strength in adversity became a beacon of hope, closer to the everyday think about people in your own life. The teacher who stays patient with difficult students, the parent who handles tantrums without losing composure, or even you when you face tough moments but choose to respond. These examples show that emotional mastery is not about perfection. It's about practice. It's about deciding that you won't let external chaos control your internal state. It's about choosing, like the Stoics, to be unshakable, calm in the face of storms. Here at Stoic Aura, we build this mindset together. If you want to join this tribe of calm warriors, comment "unshakable calm" below. Share your story of a moment you controlled your reaction and won your peace. Remember, the greatest power is self-mastery. The next great leader could be you, starting with one choice, one pause, one calm breath. Now it's your turn to step into the arena of emotional mastery. Mastering your emotions and learning not to react impulsively isn't something you do once and forget about. It's a daily challenge, a mental workout that demands your commitment, patience, and discipline. Every single day, life will test you. You'll encounter situations designed to push your buttons, a frustrating coworker who ignores your hard work, a sudden setback that threatens your plans, harsh words from someone you care about, or even inner fears whispering doubts in your mind. The question is, will you react impulsively, losing control, or will you pause, breathe, and choose calm and clarity? The Stoics understood this battle well. They didn't just theorize about emotional control, they practiced it every morning and every night. They reminded themselves what they could control, their own minds and responses, and what lay beyond their power, the opinions of others, events outside their control. This daily mental training built their unshakable minds, enabling them to remain calm amid wars, betrayals, and personal losses. Now, here's your challenge. Commit to at least one small act every day that strengthens your emotional control. It might be as simple as taking a deep breath and pausing before responding in a heated moment. Or it could be journaling your feelings at the end of the day, identifying triggers, and reflecting on how you could respond differently next time. Maybe it's practicing mindfulness meditation for 5 minutes to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. The key is consistency. Every moment you choose control over reaction, you build mental muscle. Every pause before an angry response, every moment you refuse to feed anxiety is a victory. Track your progress, celebrate your small wins, and don't be discouraged by setbacks. Emotional mastery is a lifelong journey, not a destination. And remember, you are not alone in this. Join the community here at Stoic Aura by commenting "Unshakable Calm." Share your challenges, your breakthroughs, your stories of moments when you chose peace over reaction. Together we create a fortress of calm minds, an unbreakable tribe that no external storm can shake. Don't wait for a crisis to start training your mind. Begin today, because the power to own your emotions is the greatest power you will ever claim. If you find this valuable, like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This way you'll never miss the lessons that will continue building your mental fortress. Welcome to the path of unshakable calm. You've walked this path with me today, learning the ancient secrets of Stoicism and the raw truths of dark psychology. You've discovered that the greatest power isn't in controlling the world around you, it's in controlling yourself. Imagine what life would be like if every challenge, every insult, every fear no longer shook your core. Imagine standing unshaken in the storm, calm like a mountain, steady like an ocean. This is not a dream, this is the true freedom of emotional control. When you master your reactions, you become the master of your destiny. You break free from the chains of impulsive anger, paralyzing fear, and crippling anxiety. You reclaim your power, not through force but through calm strength. This freedom changes everything. It transforms your relationships, your career, your health, and your peace of mind. It turns you from a victim of circumstance into a creator of your life. Remember, emotional mastery is a journey, not a destination. There will be storms ahead, but now you hold the shield. Every time you pause instead of react, you reinforce that shield. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you grow stronger. So here's my final call to you. Commit to this path. Be relentless in your practice. When the world demands your reaction, give it instead your calm, your wisdom, your power. If you're ready to walk this path with me, drop unshakable calm in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to Stoic Aura, and turn on notifications. Together, we will build a community of unstoppable minds. Calm, focused, and free. You hold the key. Use it wisely.